The sun had barely risen over the jagged horizon of planet Zithra, casting long shadows across the alien landscape. Mira stepped carefully over the sharp rocks, her scanner beeping softly with every movement. She had never seen a planet like this before. The air was thick with a strange energy, and the sky shimmered with colors she could not name. Her mission was simple: explore, gather data, and return, but something in the air made her feel uneasy. As she walked deeper into the alien valley, the ground trembled slightly beneath her feet, and a low hum echoed through the cliffs. Mira stopped, her hand resting on her weapon, eyes scanning for movement. Suddenly, a group of small, insect-like drones zipped past her, their metallic bodies reflecting the strange sunlight. She ducked behind a rock as they passed, holding her breath, knowing they could detect even the slightest motion. From the shadows, a massive figure emerged, taller than any creature she had seen. Its silhouette was both beautiful and terrifying. The alien queen. The legends had mentioned her, but Mira had never believed she would encounter her so soon. The queen's eyes glowed faintly as she observed Mira, and for a moment, everything froze. Even the drones stopped in mid-air, sensing the presence of someone unusual, someone not entirely of this world. Mira stepped forward cautiously, trying not to make a mistake, but the ground suddenly shifted beneath her, and she tripped, landing hard on the rocky surface. Pain shot through her side, and she realized her arm had a deep gash. She tried to stand, but her body trembled with the shock. The wound should have been fatal, yet she felt strangely alive, almost stronger, as if the injury was not ordinary. The alien queen approached slowly, her long, elegant limbs moving with grace and deadly precision. She stopped a few feet away, her eyes fixed on Mira's wound, and Mira felt a shiver run down her spine. This shouldn't be possible," the queen whispered, her voice a mixture of awe and fear. Mira did not understand her words, but she could sense the tension, the way the alien soldiers stepped back, giving them space. Mira tried to speak, but her voice caught in her throat. Instead she touched the wound, surprised at the warmth and energy flowing through her veins. She could feel something awakening inside, something that was not just pain. The drones hovered around, silent now, as if waiting for the queen's command. The alien world felt alive and tense, every movement, every sound amplified in the stillness. The queen circled Mira slowly, studying her, and Mira realized that she was not just being examined, she was being measured, tested, and the outcome could change everything. In a sudden moment, a piercing sound echoed from the valley, and a swarm of hostile aliens attacked from the cliffs above. Mira instinctively dodged, her senses sharper than before, her wound no longer slowing her. The queen's eyes widened, seeing Mira move with strength and precision that no ordinary human could possess. A silent understanding passed between them. This was no longer a simple encounter. Mira raised her weapon cautiously, ready to defend herself. The alien soldiers hesitated, unsure whether to attack or protect. The air was thick with suspense, the moment hanging like a fragile thread between danger and discovery. As the swarm closed in, Mira and the alien queen stood facing each other, two beings from different worlds, both realizing that this encounter would change everything. And in that moment, Mira understood that the injury she thought was her weakness might be the key to survival, and perhaps, something much greater than she had ever imagined. The valley erupted into chaos, but Mira's eyes never left the alien queen's, knowing that this was only the beginning. Mira's heart pounded as she followed the alien queen into a vast chamber, walls covered with strange symbols that glowed faintly in the dim light. The queen moved with purpose, her long fingers tracing patterns in the air as if reading invisible messages. Mira tried to keep up, her mind racing with questions. What do you want from me?" Mira finally asked, her voice trembling. The queen paused and studied her carefully, eyes filled with curiosity and fear. The queen spoke in a language Mira did not understand, but somehow she felt the meaning in her mind. The words carried weight and warning. She learned that her wound was not ordinary, it was linked to a rare energy that humans had never shown before, a power that could change the balance between worlds. The queen revealed that ancient prophecies among her people spoke of a visitor with such a mark, one who could survive the impossible, and who could either unite or destroy. Mira touched her side, still feeling the strange warmth from the injury. It pulsed gently, almost like a heartbeat of its own. She wondered how she had survived the fall and the attack, and why her body felt stronger, sharper, ready for something she could not yet name. The queen approached closer, her expression softer now, as if seeking trust, and gestured for Mira to follow deeper into the alien stronghold. Suddenly, alarms echoed through the chamber, red lights flashing. A rival alien faction was attacking the city, their ships cutting through the sky with deadly precision. Myra's instincts kicked in, and she felt a strange clarity, her movements precise as she dodged debris and ran alongside the queen, who moved with elegance and deadly grace. "This is your test," the queen whispered, her voice calm but urgent. "Survive, and your power will be understood. Fail, and everything will be lost." Myra's mind raced, trying to comprehend the weight of her injury, the prophecy, and the battle that was about to erupt. She realized that the wound had unlocked something within her, something beyond human limits, and perhaps this was why the queen had not attacked her immediately. The alien soldiers moved around them, protective yet cautious, as if they too were uncertain about Myra's true potential. A sudden explosion shook the chamber, sending dust and rubble flying. Mira was thrown to the floor, but her wound did not slow her. She rose swiftly, eyes blazing with determination. The queen looked at her with a mixture of fear and respect, realizing that Myra's survival was more than chance, it was proof of the prophecy. As they ran through twisting corridors toward the city gates, Mira knew one thing clearly: her wound was not just an injury, it was a signal, a key to a future she could not yet see. Outside, the alien city was under attack, laser fire streaking across the sky, buildings collapsing, but Mira felt an unshakable strength. She took a deep breath, readying herself to face the chaos, side by side with the alien queen, and wondered silently what secrets the wound would reveal next. And in the shadows, the rival faction watched, unaware that the human before them was something far beyond their understanding, a force that could change everything. The alien queen led Mira to a massive chamber, its ceiling high above, filled with strange machines that hummed and glowed with energy. Myra's eyes widened, seeing technology far beyond anything on Earth. It was beautiful, frightening, and full of power. The queen gestured for her to sit, and the alien soldiers gave them space, their eyes cautious but respectful. "You are different," the queen said, her voice soft but firm. "Your wound is not weakness, it is a gift, a sign of change, and the prophecy speaks of one like you." Mira listened carefully, still unsure what it all meant, yet she felt a strange connection, as if the queen's words were unlocking something inside her. "You have a choice," the queen continued, "help us, and we may survive together, oppose us, and your power will destroy more than you can imagine." Myra's mind raced, she had never been in a position like this, surrounded by beings from another world, facing decisions that could affect a galaxy. She realized that her survival so far had not been luck, her wound was not ordinary, it was awakening something she did not yet fully understand. The queen studied her closely, waiting for a sign of acceptance, of trust, and Mira took a deep breath, nodding slightly, agreeing to cooperate. The queen smiled faintly, and suddenly a map appeared in the air, showing rival alien factions moving across the planet, attacking settlements and cities. "This is your first trial," the queen said. "You must use your human instincts and your unusual strength to protect our people, and prove the prophecy is real." Mira felt fear and excitement together, her heartbeat quickened, yet she knew that this was a chance to use her gift, and perhaps learn its true purpose. As they trained in the chamber, Mira learned to use alien weapons and shields, blending her human skills with new technology. She moved with agility and precision, astonishing even the soldiers who had doubted her at first. Her wound pulsed with energy, giving her strength instead of pain. The queen watched silently, understanding that Mira was becoming more than a human, more than an ally. She was a key to survival, and perhaps something greater. Suddenly, alarms blared through the chamber, a rival faction had breached the outer walls, and chaos erupted in the city. Myra's senses sharpened, she moved instinctively to defend the queen and the soldiers, dodging attacks and striking with speed and precision. The queen's eyes widened in amazement, seeing the human fight with power and courage no one expected, the prophecy beginning to unfold before her eyes. After the battle, Mira stood exhausted but victorious, surrounded by alien soldiers who now looked at her with awe and respect. The queen approached, her expression serious but approving. "You have survived your first trial, and your power is real, but the path ahead is even more dangerous." Mira touched her wound, feeling its warmth and strength, realizing that this alliance was not just about survival, it was about shaping the future of two worlds. As they prepared for the next challenge, Mira knew that the bond between her and the alien queen was forming, fragile yet powerful. Together, they would face threats that no one could predict, and the galaxy would watch as a human became the key to a new era. And deep inside, Mira understood that the wound that had shocked the queen was only the beginning of her journey, and the secrets it held were far from fully revealed. The sky over the alien city darkened as rival forces closed in, their ships slicing through the clouds, weapons glowing ominously. Mira stood beside the alien queen on a high platform, her wound still pulsing with energy, giving her strength she had never known. The city below erupted into chaos, alien soldiers running to defend key positions, and Mira felt a mixture of fear and determination. The queen gave her a sharp look, signaling where to go first. Mira ran with speed and precision, dodging blasts and leaping over debris. Her human instincts combined with the strange energy from her wound allowed her to anticipate attacks, moving almost like a shadow across the battlefield. Every step she took surprised the enemy, every strike she made was calculated, and the soldiers around her began to trust her guidance. Suddenly, a massive alien warship descended, firing energy beams that tore through the city streets. Mira dodged a blast, feeling the heat on her skin. The queen called out orders, directing soldiers, while Mira used her strength and cunning to disable key weapons on the ship. Her wound glowed brighter, as if responding to the danger, and she realized that it was more than a mark, it was a source of power and connection to the energy around her. As the battle intensified, rival alien leaders appeared, wielding weapons that tested Mira's limits, but she moved with focus and strategy. She learned to combine her human thinking with alien technology, using traps and clever maneuvers to turn the fight in their favor. The queen watched silently, pride and astonishment in her eyes, realizing that Mira was no ordinary human, she was becoming a legend in her own right. A near-death moment struck when a massive energy blast hit nearby, throwing Mira off balance, but she recovered quickly, the energy from her wound protecting her. The rival leader stared in disbelief, unable to understand how a human could survive and strike back with such precision. The queen stepped forward, assisting Mira with tactical commands, their teamwork seamless, a perfect combination of human ingenuity and alien power. As the enemy began to retreat, Mira stood tall, exhausted but unbroken, her wound still glowing faintly, signaling her strength and resilience. The city was damaged but defended, the soldiers around her cheering, and the queen approached, placing a hand on Mira's shoulder. "You have done more than survive," the queen said softly, "you have changed the course of this battle, and your power is undeniable." Mira looked at the city, at the faces of the soldiers, and at the queen, realizing that her journey had only just begun. Her wound was not a curse, not a weakness, but a gift, a key to understanding her destiny and the role she would play in the galaxy. And in that moment, Mira knew that the real challenge was yet to come, something far greater than a battle or a rival faction, a force that would test everything she had learned. The sky began to clear, but tension remained, the galaxy watching silently, waiting for the next move. Mira and the alien queen exchanged a look, understanding that the war had changed, and that together, they were stronger than any enemy could imagine. And somewhere deep inside, Mira felt the first stirrings of a truth she was not yet ready to face, the secret behind her wound, and the destiny it carried. Mira stood on the high cliff overlooking the city, the battle behind them quiet now, smoke curling into the sky. The alien queen approached slowly, her eyes calm but intense. Mira felt a strange connection, stronger than anything she had known. "You have survived what no human should survive," the queen said, "and your wound, it is the sign of evolution." Mira touched her side, the warmth pulsing through her veins, and suddenly visions flashed before her eyes, memories not her own. She saw galaxies, civilizations rising and falling, and humans standing alongside aliens as equals. Her heart raced as she realized the truth. The wound was more than energy, it was a bridge, a key to a new future, part human, part alien, a living connection between worlds. The queen knelt before her, placing a glowing artifact in Myra's hand. This belongs to you now, the symbol of unity, and the responsibility of choice. Mira felt the power flow through her, not just in strength, but in understanding, seeing how humans and aliens could coexist. A rival faction lurked in the distance, planning revenge, but Mira no longer felt fear, she felt purpose and determination. Together, Mira and the Queen organized the city's defenses, training soldiers, strengthening alliances, preparing for the challenges to come. Every decision Mira made now was guided by her unusual gift, her wand reminding her of the responsibility she carried. The Queen watched proudly, realizing that the prophecy had not just predicted survival, it had predicted transformation. As the sun rose over the alien world, Mira looked to the horizon, knowing that her journey had only just begun. The galaxy was wide and dangerous, but for the first time, she felt ready to face it, her human courage combined with alien strength. Her wound had changed everything, and the future belonged not to fear, but to those willing to embrace the impossible. A new era began that day, one where humans and aliens could stand together, guided by Myra's strength and vision. She was no longer just a visitor or an explorer, she was a bridge, a leader, and a symbol of hope for both worlds. And somewhere deep inside, Mira knew that even greater challenges awaited, but she was ready, her heart steady, her wound a source of power and destiny. The alien queen stood beside her, silent but confident, together they would face whatever threats the galaxy held. Mira smiled, feeling the warmth of the wound and the promise it carried, knowing that the impossible had already begun. And as the stars shimmered above, a new story of courage, unity, and evolution began, the legacy of a human who defied limits and changed the galaxy forever.